Hey there and welcome to No Recipe Required. Hope you're doing well. Tonight I'm going to show you a cooking technique. Super important. Everybody needs to know this. It's one of the key elements that make great food, or food really special. Takes the ordinary from really great, and that is how to sear. Searing, you do it with almost all meat and fish, shellfish. It's really getting that nice crispy golden crust on a piece of meat, but frankly, you can do it with vegetables too. It's really important, and there's a few key techniques. I'm going to show you what those techniques are. I'm using a piece of chicken, but again, same technique whether you're using a fish, pork, beef, anything like that. Same fundamentals. Let's go ahead and show you how to do it. Okay, guys. So we're going to go ahead and do a sear for you. A little technique training. I've got a super hot pan that I put on the flame probably a minute and a half ago. And for a sear, you need that smoking hot pan. I just added a little bit of olive oil, and I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but I can start seeing a little bit of smoke coming off of off that oil. Now, in this case, we're going to sear a chicken breast that I've just seasoned with a little bit of spices here. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and lay that chicken breast, put the side near me down first, and then roll it forward. That way, you make sure that no oil splashes back at you this way. And then, I may rotate the pan a little bit just to make sure the oil is gotten all the way around. But for a sear, you don't touch. I'm just going to leave this alone. I'm not going to flip it at all. If I do start flipping it, what I'm really doing is almost steaming the meat, and you won't get that nice crispy crust on one side. So I just put it in. I'm going to time this for you. We'll do the time lapse, but I want to show you exactly how long it stays there without me even touching it. Okay, it's been 2 minutes, and I haven't touched the chicken, but I know meat doesn't burn all that quickly. Certainly not in 2 minutes. Actually, we're approaching 3 minutes now. You can go ahead and give it a little check just by lifting it up. If you do have that nice crust on it, golden brown color, which is exactly what we're looking for, you can go ahead and give it the flip. And then you want to do the same thing. We're going to sear this side now. So I'm not flipping around the pan. I'm not shaking the pan all over the place. I'm just going to let it lie. And a piece of chicken, this thin, really, we're just going to cook it once on the original side, once on this side for probably another 2 minutes, and then we'll be done. Okay, so I let it go for another 2 minutes. On the other side, we'll give that a little look. You can see that side's not burned either. Now the chicken's pretty much done. Depending on, I got quite a sizzler here. Depending on the thickness, it might need another minute or so. You may have to flip it around once or twice more, but essentially, we've got that nice golden sear to it, and it's just perfectly cooked. To tell whether it's done, you can do a couple things. One, eventually you just kind of learn. You can do the feel test. You can also look in little seams and creases that are in the chicken breast. Make sure there's no pink in there. Once you pull it off, let it rest. But there you go, beautifully seared chicken breast. I happen to have a porterhouse or T-bone here. Here's the bone. Porterhouse. This is the New York strip, and this is the fillet. You get a little bit of the best of both worlds there. We're going to go ahead and cook this off right on the stovetop, finish it in the oven, and once it's resting, we're going to finish off our fries. Okay, let's go ahead and cook off our porterhouse. Now, any good beef or steak starts with a good sear, and that requires a hot pan. You can see, I think, maybe on the camera, a little bit of smokiness, which is exactly what we want. I got a little bit of olive oil in the pan. And then we're going to lay down our steak. And you can hear that big time sizzle. That's exactly what you're looking for. If you don't hear that sizzle, it is pan's not hot enough. Pull it out quickly and let the pan heat up a little bit more. The other key to a great sear is just to leave the beef alone. We're going to let it go for a good 5 minutes on this side. I just turn the heat down slightly. It's probably medium-high, almost to high. And I'm just going to let it go for a good 5 minutes without touching anything. I've also got an oven preheated to 415 degrees. And we're going to, after we flip, we're going to finish the steak in the oven. Okay, our steak's been going now for about 5 minutes. Key to a good sear, like I said, leave it alone. You're not going to flip this a whole bunch of times. We flip it over, and we've got that nice, beautifully brown crust on this side. Again, lots and lots of sizzling. You may, in fact, want to grab one of these, wire mesh things. This doesn't interfere with the, the cooking, but keeps some of the splattering down. So I've got this turned over. I'm going to let it sear on this side, actually in the oven. So I'm just going to take it off the heat, throw it into a 400-degree oven, and we'll take it out in about 4 minutes. Okay, I just pulled my porterhouse out of the hot oven. It was in there about 420 degrees for 3 or 4 minutes. And just the feel method, I can tell we got a nice medium rare, which is exactly what I'm looking for. Now, key step that you don't want to skip is letting the steak rest. So I'm pulling it off into a plate here. I'm going to cover it tightly with aluminum foil and just let it rest. Not going to cut into it for at least 4 or 5 minutes. Okay, our steak has rested, so we're going to lift that up, throw it right on our beautiful little plate there, and then steak frites obviously wouldn't be complete without the frites. Take those, give a nice little pile right on the side there, and all the meat lovers out there are in heaven. I'll see you next time on No Recipe Required.